Story 1. Relentless Fear, Extortion at Rio de Janeiro Beach. As I strolled along the golden sands of Rio de Janeiro, the vibrant energy of the city enveloped me. The sun was beginning to set, casting a warm glow over the beach, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Tourists and locals alike mingled, enjoying the last rays of light before nightfall. Little did I know that this picturesque scene would soon turn into a nightmare of relentless fear. I settled down on a secluded part of the beach, eager to soak in the beauty of the moment. The sound of the waves crashing against the shore was hypnotic, lulling me into a sense of tranquility. However, my peace was shattered when a shadow fell over me. I looked up to see a group of men approaching, their faces obscured by the fading light. They surrounded me, their presence menacing and oppressive. One of them, a burly figure with a cruel glint in his eyes, spoke in a low, menacing voice. "Seems like you're enjoying yourself, gringo," he sneered, his words dripping with malice. "But paradise comes at a price around here." My heart pounded in my chest as I realized the gravity of the situation. These men were extortionists, preying on unsuspecting tourists who wandered into their territory. I tried to reason with them, to plead for mercy, but they were unrelenting in their demands. "Hand over your valuables, and maybe we'll let you leave in one piece," the leader growled, his tone leaving no room for negotiation. Fear gripped me like a vice as I fumbled to comply with their demands. I watched helplessly as they rifled through my belongings, taking everything of worth. My sense of security shattered, replaced by a deep sense of violation and powerlessness. As they turned to leave, the leader leaned in close, his breath hot against my ear. "Remember this day, gringo. Rio is a beautiful facade, but beneath its surface lies a darkness you can't imagine." With that ominous warning, they disappeared into the gathering darkness, leaving me shaken and traumatized. The once inviting beach now felt like a trap, a place where danger lurked behind every corner. I stumbled back to my hotel, the events of the evening replaying in my mind like a horror movie on a loop. The sense of desconfianza that now clouded my perception of Rio de Janeiro was a heavy burden to bear. But amidst the fear and uncertainty, a flicker of determination ignited within me. I vowed to reclaim my sense of security, to not let the actions of a few criminals taint my love for travel and exploration. And with that newfound resolve, I embarked on a journey of healing and redemption, determined to rise above the relentless fear that had gripped me on that fateful night at Rio de Janeiro Beach. Anonymous Spectator Story. Story 2. Aberration in Venice, the gondoliers haunting extortion. As I wandered the labyrinthine streets of Venice, the city's eerie beauty enveloped me in a sense of foreboding. The misty canals whispered tales of ancient secrets, and the shadows seemed to dance with malevolent intent. It was in this hauntingly picturesque setting that I encountered a horror beyond my wildest nightmares. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, I decided to take a gondola ride to immerse myself in the city's mystique. The gondolier, a tall and imposing figure with piercing eyes, welcomed me aboard with a sinister smile. The waters around us grew still, and a chill crept up my spine as we glided through the darkening canals. As we navigated the narrow waterways, the gondolier's demeanor shifted, his once charming facade giving way to a palpable sense of menace. He spoke in hushed tones of a curse that befell those who dared to defy the ancient traditions of Venice. I tried to dismiss his words as mere superstition, but the fear in his eyes was all too real. Suddenly, The gondolier veered off the main route, steering us into a secluded canal shrouded in darkness. Panic gripped my heart as I realized we were heading towards a desolate corner of the city, far from the prying eyes of other tourists. The gondolier's demands grew more insistent, his voice a chilling whisper in the night. He spoke of a price that must be paid, a toll for trespassing on forbidden waters. My mind reeled with terror as I fumbled for my wallet, desperate to appease this spectral figure before me. But as I handed over my meager possessions, a sinister laughter echoed through the mist, sending shivers down my spine. The gondolier's eyes gleamed with a malevolent light as he accepted his payment, his form flickering like a shadow in the night. And then, with a final warning to heed the city's ancient laws, he vanished into the darkness, leaving me alone and trembling in the cold embrace of the night. To this day, I cannot shake the feeling of dread that lingers in the air, a reminder of the horrors that lurk beneath Venice's serene facade. The gondolier's haunting extortion continues to haunt my dreams, a chilling reminder of the price one must pay for daring to unravel the mysteries of this enigmatic city. Anonymous Spectator Story. Story 3. Nightmare in Rio, Copacabana Extortion Tragedy. As I sat in my dimly lit cell in the maximum security prison, memories of the nightmare in Rio haunted me like a relentless ghost. It all started innocently enough, a solo trip to the vibrant city of Rio de Janeiro, a dream destination for many. I had heard about the dangers of the city, but nothing could have prepared me for the horror that awaited me in Copacabana. It was a warm evening when I decided to take a stroll along the iconic Copacabana beach. The sound of crashing waves and the laughter of tourists filled the air, creating a false sense of security. As I walked, I noticed a group of men lingering nearby, their eyes following my every move. Ignoring my instincts, I continued on my path, unaware of the danger that lurked in the shadows. Suddenly, the men surrounded me, their faces twisted in sinister grins. One of them, a burly man with a menacing glare, demanded my belongings. Fear clenched my heart as I realized I had stumbled into a trap set by a notorious extortion gang preying on unsuspecting tourists. With no other choice, I handed over my valuables, hoping they would let me go unharmed. But the leader of the gang had other plans. He grabbed me roughly, his grip like iron, and dragged me towards a waiting car. Panic surged through me as I realized the gravity of my situation. I was being kidnapped, taken to God's nowhere by ruthless criminals who saw tourists as nothing more than easy prey. The car sped through the darkened streets of Rio, the neon lights of the city blurring into a nightmarish haze. I was taken to a secluded warehouse on the outskirts of the city, a place where screams echoed unheard into the void. Locked in a cold, damp cell, I knew that my fate hung by a thread, at the mercy of merciless captors. Days turned into nights, each moment filled with dread and uncertainty. I witnessed unspeakable acts of violence and coercion, the gang's iron grip tightening around my very soul. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged. A fellow captive, a local named Matteo, whispered of a daring escape plan, a slim chance at redemption in a sea of despair. With hearts pounding and adrenaline coursing through our veins, we made our move. Through sheer luck and desperation, we managed to break free from our chains and overpower our captors. The warehouse erupted into chaos, a battleground of screams and shattered dreams. As we fled into the night, the city of Rio lay before us, a tapestry of light and shadow. The nightmare in Copacabana had scarred me forever, a reminder of the thin line between paradise and hell. But in that moment of freedom, I knew that I had faced the abyss and emerged stronger, a survivor of the darkest chapter in a city of eternal contrasts. Anonymous Spectator Story.